G'day guys, Craig Cobb here. I'm a professional trader of 16 years, about 4.5 now, in crypto exclusively, and I'm the founder of TraderCobb.com. Now we've got a great competition for you guys to say thank you, and also for you to help me, whilst I in turn give you the opportunity of winning one of, or the best-selling course that we have, the Become a Master course. Now all you have to do is follow the instructions, very simple stuff, and you go into the draw to win the Become a Master course, which has changed the lives and trading results of thousands of people all around the world. And good luck in the competition. Have a great day. G'day guys, Craig Cobb here. I'm a professional trader of 16 years, about 4.5 now, in crypto exclusively, and I'm the founder of TraderCobb.com. Now we've got a great competition for you guys to say thank you, and also for you to help me, whilst I in turn give you the opportunity of winning one of, or the best-selling course that we have, the Become a Master course. Now all you have to do is
All right, everyone. Let's begin. So before I begin, just making sure my mic's working. Okay, sorry, I thought my mic wasn't working. So before I begin, I have to make sure that you all know that there is a competition right now. Make sure you head over to our Facebook and Instagram page for your chance to win the Become a Masters course. All right, now let's get into it. So, what's been happening with the market? The last time I scanned, or the last time I did a contracts watch list, I was looking for, or not looking for, I saw some longs on the short-term time frames, and yeah, that has kind of changed now. The market is going back in the seller's favor, and it is what it is. It happens. Not much you can do other than play what you're given, and that's fair. That's fair. So, what do we have on Bitcoin at the moment? Look, I didn't take that. I didn't like this trend here. I didn't like the trend here on the daily. I wasn't too fond of this. Like, there is. You can argue that this is all one movement, all right, or you can argue that there is a micro trend in here, and then this is. I'll go through it. I'll walk you all through it. So you have a high, a low. Lower high. Now you have a higher low. Now you have a higher high. But now you have a lower low. So you see what I mean? You go from a higher high to a lower low. It's no trend. So I didn't take this. Okay? I didn't take this because of that. The 2-day, there is definitely a downtrend there, but I was being picky. Okay? And it is what it is. Look, there's nothing there on Bitcoin right now. How do we look on the... Look, the monthly looks pretty... It looks like it's still an uptrend. That's why I wasn't so hesitant to get long and reduce my risk, because the monthly still does look bullish. Yeah, anyway. On to Ethereum. So, we are seeing some selling again on Ethereum. There was a small bullish candle in the cradle zone that appeared there. It was yesterday sometime, I think, yeah, and it would have triggered early in the morning. But I wasn't up, so I didn't take it. You might have got your 1-to-1 if you did take it, or you might have just missed out. But look, there's nothing on Ethereum. Can't take that because there's no trend. So what do we have here on 1 inch? On 1 inch, we have a potential level of some sort, but we need to shape up. So nothing there. Let's have a look at the 12. 12 looks okay for a short, yeah. 12 looks alright for a short, but I believe this isn't a trend, so not one for me. AVE is looking kind of ugly as well. You could have something here. Let's have a look at that. So you have trend here on the 1, and also on the 2. So you could potentially take something on here on the 1. Let's have a look. No, nothing really lines up. Look, I'm going to put it in the list just because of how it's trending right now. You know what? I'm also on the record going to say that I will be only taking a position if I do find one at 0.5%. I'm not going to take a full percent at this market right now. It seems like we have so much buying and selling pressure that it just doesn't know what it wants to do. And that's what happens when you have an indecisive market. So I'm happy to just be cautious, pick the right ones, but also minimize my risk as well. Nothing here on Alchemix, I believe that's the name. I don't really want to take anything on the 30. Nah, that's not really a nice trend. This looks okay. It's kind of just fallen. I don't really like the 1, so I'm just gonna move on. What do we have here? Pretty decent level here. Look, that could shape up and turn into something after. Do we have trend on the... Well, this would be a trend if we break that level, so I'm going to leave it in the list because it looks pretty good as it stands. 30 looks alright. Could get a short here. Oh, you go to the next one. Well, that's something to watch. So I'll put that in the list. Alrighty. On to the next. Nothing really there now. Like it just shot up. So I was watching the level here. It's pretty nice to see it respect the level, bounce back off. I wasn't at the charts today. I was quite busy. Nothing on ARP. Doesn't look the best. Cosmos. Nah. And the reason why I say no is because the trend the trend doesn't look too good. Whereas something like this on the 1 looks better, but on the 30 it doesn't look the best. So nothing for me. This could set up tomorrow, but it's not. It's not the best looking trend. So I'm gonna move on. What do we have here on the 30? It's not the most delicious looking chart, so I'm gonna move on. Come off an old level. We do have a downtrend now on the no, we don't. So I am moving on. what I'll do, just to keep it uniform, I'll only trade in the direction of the fall. It's a nice little rule that I like to have, unless short-term time frame is looking like schmick. Nothing on the 30. The 1 hour doesn't look too delectable, so I'm gonna move on. Nothing on BAT. Bitcoin Cash. Level here, but that's a pretty big B. You know, like it's well hung. Let's be real here. Like it's not that well, but it's getting there. Like it's you know, in a few years it might be quite well done. But oh dear. All right. Before I go into that too much, let's go on to the next one. 2 tests here, but it's like heavily divergent. Nah, I'm not going to take anything on the 12. The daily didn't look too good. Bancor doesn't look the best either on the mids and lowers, so I'm on to the next. BRZ's just yuck. There's no real trend there. BitTorrent looks... No, I can't take that. I can't even look at that. The issue I have with markets like these is when it starts to look a little bit ugly, sometimes I feel like because I'm scraping the barrel, I can kind of go down the road of taking things that I wouldn't usually take. I can go down that road, so it's important that I keep myself grounded. And I'm sure, like I'm saying this because I'm sure many of you would feel like this too. You know, trends haven't been the best. So if you're not taking trades, you're actually doing well, in my opinion anyway, from the way that we trade, from the perspective that we trade. You know, I have many friends that trade differently to me, and they've been taking trades because they use different strategies. But we're trend traders, and you know what? Trends haven't been that good lately, so don't stress if you haven't been taking anything, because that actually makes sense. Alrighty, what do we have here? Kind of there. It's whereabouts. What do we look like here? Have trend. Yeah, look, that looks okay on the 30. Might be worth it. I'm going to put that in the list. That looks pretty good. Boosters in this market, I find are nice because it gives you a bit of wiggle room too. No, nothing here. Gonna go on to the next. I'm going to be as thorough as I possibly can with this, because like when things aren't clear or when things don't look the best, it's very easy to get confused, I find anyway. Nothing here because there's no real, like, it's just ugly. Like we do have a, technically we have, no we don't actually, so I'm not going to even go into that. As I say, technically we have a downtrend, but we don't. We have a downtrend here. Like something could present itself on here, on the 30. But then the 1 doesn't look too good. So you know what? Not for me. I'm going to be picky. I'm going to be very picky. I'm only going to take the best right now. I have if you follow me, you follow the way I trade, you're in Slack, you'll know that my motto is I'll only take trades that I'm happy to be stopped out on. And I'm not going into the belief of a trade. So I'm not going into the trade thinking I'm going to get stopped out. I'm going into the trade thinking that it's going to be a win. But I'm fully accepting of the fact that I could possibly get stopped out. And if I do get stopped out, I'll be happy about it because it's a good trade. There's nothing worse than taking a crap trade and getting stopped out and thinking, you know what, I should not have taken that. I should not have lost money here. But if you take good trades and you get stopped out, you're kind of like, oh, well, it is what it is. I'd take that any day of the week. Anyway. Nothing on Dodo. Nothing on Doge. Nothing on DOT. It's just not the best, so I'll take it out. Dragon. That could be something, potentially. That could be something. No, we don't have a trend here on the 2. So, you know, it was good. It was, well, okay. It could be a cradle, but it can't be a booster. Okie doke. What do we have here? Engine. How's it look on the 1? 1 looks alright. 2, you know, doesn't really tell you much. It's just uptrending, so no. I don't want to go against that. It's too many things are in disagreement, so I'm not gonna take a punt. Not gonna take a punt. Look, that might. What's it look like on that? 8. Nah. It's a confused market right now. Doesn't know if it wants to go up or down. It's just like blah. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we buying or are we selling? Are we buying or are we selling? You know, I was convinced or it might have been yesterday that we're going to see some decent buying just because of how everything was winding up. But it seemed like people, you know, lost confidence in the market, or they were just taking profit, you know. Can't always be going up. Have to remember that. No real trend here, so yeah, not for me. I probably should check that before I start going down. But you know, something might happen here on the 30. Could get a little cradle. What's this here? An old level here. All right. Let's see what we have. So we do have trend. Well, it's not gonna, no, that's too far out. And it's not exactly valid anymore either, so that level, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Well, this might be something. This might give us something after. Check 2 again, just so I'm not missing anything. Convergence, moving averages, trend. Yep, all right. Okay, so what time frame, sorry, I'm just seeing the questions now. What time frame do I trade? I trade any time frame. Oh, no, I don't. I don't trade any time frame. I trade the 5, the 15, the 30, the 1, the 2, anything that's up here. I'm not going to go into all of them. How I decide, I simply trade the time frames that are trending. If something's not trending, I don't trade it. And the rules always have to be met. If they're not met, then there's no trade. It's as simple as that, boys and girls. All right. We have an early trend here, and the highs do agree. By highs, I mean higher time frames. All right. I should probably make my charts bigger so I don't have to look at my screen like I'm going blind. Look, that looks decent. Okie doke. Nah, on to the next. I'll tell you what, just a little side note. I think I'm gonna have the worst time sleeping tonight. I had so much coffee. I've been so tired all week, but I'm here, I'm present, I'm alive. I haven't had a heart attack from the caffeine yet, so that's also a plus. Alright, so before I blab on too much, we have a trend on the fall. 1 and 2. You know, it could happen. How did I learn to trade? What would I recommend? Well, you know, there's this business called Trader Cobb, okay, and they teach trading strategies. I don't know if you've heard about them, but yes, they. I'll be serious. Obviously I learned through Trader Cobb. I was also a student, like you all are. You know, I started off as a student. I ended up becoming an apprentice, and now I'm a mentor. I know the strategies, and I know the strategies well. That's why I am where I am, and that's why I'm doing these scans right now. I've been trading for about 3-4 years now. Yeah, I think almost 4 years. Close enough anyway. So yeah. How do you decide? I know all this, but I don't know how. I don't know what to trade. What time frame to trade? Well, it just depends where the setups are present. It's not strictly on one certain time frame. Would like to see this pull back and calm down a bit, so I'm just going to go on to the next one. I hope that helped you, Lamborghini. That's trading in a bit of a channel, so I'm just going to avoid that. What's HNT doing? I'm trending on the fall, but nothing for me. Looks like it's battling a bit of. Yeah, I'm just going to go on to the next one. No, hot's not looking hot. You know, it's looking quite cold and uninviting, and not for me. I'm really glad that I got to do that pun. I really am. Did you notice how I went back to it as well? How do you... So we are downtrending on the fall, but you know what? I just think it needs to do more. Let's have a look. No, nothing there. I'm not too keen on that one. ICP, internet computer perpetuals. God, these, like, you know, any kind of name that you think of, there's a crypto on it. Not one for me, Myota. 4 hours still uptrending here on Carver, but the 8 hour doesn't agree, so there is no trade. No trend on the 4, so on to the next for that. Let's go back to KNC. Nah, not one for me. KSM. Nah. Ugly. MACD's just kind of not. Well, it is doing something, but it's a bit tangled. Link. Nope. Not for me. Litecoin. Nope. Just a little bit messy, you know. So I'm gonna go into the next. Nope. Nope. No. MIDPERP. Downtrending on the 4 now, officially. Let's have a, yeah, you can count that as a downtrend. I am. Do you trade divergence only? What does that mean? Divergence keeps me out of a trade. I don't exit a trade because of divergence, and I don't enter a trade with divergence, if that answers your question at all. Yeah, I did. Well, that would be the reasonable conclusion to make, Will, and I didn't make that conclusion. Okay. What do we have here? So we have a trend. Okay, sorry, I was just backtracking there. Okay. Something might set up on the 30, so I'm just going to put it in the list. Do you consider small changes in the middle of a trend, like we have a downtrend in the middle, we have one small higher high and a... Yeah, so if the trend changes like that, mate, then well, there's no trend, if that makes sense. If a trend becomes no trend, then there's no trade. Why do I check lower time frames? Wasn't it always checking higher time frames? The only time I check lower time frames is to check for a level when I'm trading a cradle, or that's basically it. There's no other bonus factor. Is that what you mean? If I've gone down the time frames, it just means I'm checking to see if there could be a potential setup lower. I hope that answers your question. All right. Nah, nothing for me. It looks like it needs to pull back more. Nothing on Meta before it's just a bit thin. No problem, mate. I'm glad I answered that one for you. Hey, anyone, if you'd like, ask me questions. I'm all open, providing I can actually answer them. Like, if I can't answer them, I'll answer them. Doesn't look too good on the 30. It is downtrending on the 4 though. Nah, I'm gonna go on to the next one. So, nothing on Neo, nothing on OK Beyonce. Oh, don't cut out on the internet. Do not cut out on me. Please don't. I'm even hotspotting my phone now after the little saga we had the other night. Oh, this looks alright. But even though I went, nah, okay. Well, I class that as one movement. Oh, and what was the rule as well? Yeah, okay, so that the 4 hours isn't in agreement with my trade direction, so I'm just gonna leave it. I do want a bit more agreement, so I don't just want to jump into stuff today or tonight. Not today. Tonight. Same, you know what I'm talking about. Perpetual. It's kind of come off now. Could end up setting up on the 4. Let's have a look. Okay. No, that's not 3 tests as well. Trade takes small setups to find out about a trend, and then sometimes he just passes the small ups and downs. Yes. Yep. He does do that, and I believe, yeah, it's it can be a bit subjective. It definitely can. It all depends how you perceive it too. Craig always says, if it's not clear, it's not there. So if something isn't clear for you, then you know it's not there. You can take that in two ways. Is the trend clear? Sorry, is the trend not clear, so it's not there? Or is the pullback not clear, so it's not there? It's a bit of a it's a bit of a head doer, that one, but it does help you if you use it. Like, it helps your mindset. That's what it helps. Also helps you not take subpar trades. Well, it helped me anyway. Reef, not one for me. Ren, no. Rook. So this, oh, we do have perfect trends sometimes. You know, throughout the bull run, we had some pretty damn good trends. Sure, I think I know what you mean. I'll do it when I am finished. Do you just mean like low, high, higher, low, higher, high? Is that what you mean? Because I can definitely do that, but I'll do it at the end. I think that's what you mean. Anyway, let's get through this, just so I'm not going too far over. All right, so we might get a pullback. Okay, yeah, beautiful, mate. I'm gonna leave it in the list because we might get a pullback back into that level in a cradle. I'll do it as I go along. All right, I'll take you through the trend. So there's a clear trend here, clearer on the 8. It probably looks better on the 12. So we have a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. I'm classing this as one movement, lower low. Now we have a lower high. Okay, so that's a decent trend there on the 12. But then you start to go down. Actually, this 30-minute doesn't look too bad, but it's more micro. Have a low, high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Now we have a lower low. All right, but I don't really like the look of this chart and the price action. It's a bit spiky, and I assume it's going to be very thin. So that's not one for me. Alrighty, now nothing on sand. SC, we do have a downtrend. Nothing there really, so I'm moving on to the next. Shiba. Nothing there. Nope. No. Maybe on the lowers. Let's reset the chart because it goes all wonky. Yeah, I do. It takes a bit of time for your eye to get used to it, but if you do that simple exercise of just zigzagging along the chart, you'll pick it up like that. It becomes like second nature, and then you never really have any problems determining trend, and it all becomes very clear. Yeah, I tend to use fibs a lot just to see where the price is, where it's sitting, where it could pull back to, all that kind of stuff. Like here, like that's a perfect cluster there, but I assume it just flicked over. we do have a trend here, so that's something to look at. I'm definitely minimizing my risks with these setups if they do set up. I'm not keen on taking a full percent or putting a full percent onto this market, but I'm also not keen to just entirely sit out right now. That might prove to do me more harm than good, but if trades are there, I'm going to take them. That's what I'm a trader. We have a cradle in the 2 hour, but it is still far in the 4. Do you wait for the 4 or the 2? Well, that's also circumstantial, and it's also dependent on what you see and what you anticipate. For example, if I see a strong level potentially on the 4, or if the trade looks better on the 4, I'll take it on the 4. If the trade looks better on the 2, I'll take it on the 2. So what I mean by does it look better? It could be trend, could be there could be a level coinciding with my entry. There could be fibs, a whole heap of things. I use as much leverage as I need to get entered into a trade. That might only be, I don't know, 2 times. That might be 100 times. But I use as much leverage as I need. Yeah, definitely. They do. Round numbers, bonus, like all that kind of stuff. Levels. Yeah. So we'll go with bonus factors, definitely. Nothing on Tomo, the painter. Nothing on True. TRX is downtrending. Does it have a trend on the 2? It does, so. That's a shame. Look, something might set up on the 30 if you're inclined to take a cradle, but we do need it to pull back. Nothing on waves, nothing on tether gold. Tether pairs just look crap, don't they? It's always very spiky and very bleh. Alrighty, nothing on XMR. Well, actually, before I go into hold down, no, I don't really like that trend there. The lowest I go is the 5 minute. I don't use the 10. I use the 5, the 15. So anything that's up here, I use. And usually on the lower time frames, I'll take a booster. I don't get the luxury of really trading the lower time frames though, because I have a full-time job. Unless something were to set up on the weekend and I'm at a computer, that's the only time that I would take a trade on the really low time frames. So we have a trend on the 4. Nothing there, but something might set up like by something I'm in a cradle. So I am just going to put it in the list because we do have trend and it doesn't look too bad. Yeefy. Also have trend here. Looks like things are starting to sell again, which is, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, some of these might prove to be Just a bit messy, eh? Like, yeah. Not going to trade that, you know, and I will look through my list again just to make sure that I didn't add anything in. I know people that trade the 1 minute. And it's not for me. If it's something, if you can raise orders and do everything with a cool, calm head, then by all means do it. That's fine. It's just, it's not for me. As long as there's, as long as you can get filled and exit without too much slippage, then do it. It's up to you. But I'm pretty sure fees are higher too. It's harder to get your position size. All right, so let's go through this. Let's have a look. You know, I end up trimming my list when I look through it again because they don't. I feel like I changed my mind. I don't. No, 1 minute isn't really a no. It's not a no. It's only if you can trade it, trade it. Like if you can keep a cool, calm head, then trade it. But you know, if you can't, then don't. There you go. All right. So what am I doing here? I'm watching this level to see if anything sets up. That's all I'm doing. I'm not too keen about it. And what am I? So Rook. What am I doing with Rook? I am waiting for a potential pullback into this level. No problem, mate. I'm waiting for a pullback into this level here. Pretty much smack bang on the cradle on the 1. Yeah, it would be nice if a fib set up, but I don't think that's like it doesn't work well with that level. And yeah. On Cardano, what am I watching? I'll draw my fibs in. Let's just make sure. So you do have trend here, and you also have trend in on the 2. Strategies work on all time frames. As long as you have trend, mate. That's all that matters. Okay. Possible pullback in on the 30 or the 1. Once again, I cannot stress, I will be minimizing my risk. Okay, I will be minimizing my risk. I will not be taking a full % on these trades. If anything does set up, I am not taking a full %. I will only take 0.5%. All right. So ALTPERP, waiting for a pullback. Once again, waiting for a mate. Be waiting a long time. So what was I watching here? I think it was that. Anyway. Might have been that. It doesn't really line up the best though, so it's waiting for a pullback here. DragonPERP. I don't really like the look of that 1. No, so I'm taking that out of the list. Let's see. I just want to make sure that I didn't just take it out of the list for no reason. Yeah, no, I'm taking that out. It doesn't look the best. Exchange perp. Not too keen on that either. And it didn't look the best on the 1. Bonfida. Sounds really cultured. It sounds like a really cultured coin. Hello. So, what do we have here? you have you can take, if these fit your rules, these fit your rules, but we need a pullback into either of these. I do like this, the 61.8% fib, so I'd leave that there. Yeah, Cobby's still out. He'll be back next week, I believe. I'm pretty sure. So you have me, the the younger, better looking. I can't say better skilled because he's one of a kind. Hair. So there's that version of Cobb, the hair version. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, the 30 minute on this looks alright. The 1 hour also agrees. Cheers, mate. So that could be one. Yeah, Cobby will say he is the better looking one though. He will, and you know what? I'll let him have it. FTT. So what was I watching here on FTT? It's the issue. I can't really remember. It would be a pullback, or it could be that. Pretty sure it would be that. No, you know what? I'm going to take that out of the list because it doesn't look good. Alrighty, Midcap. What are we watching here? Okay. Alright. That looks alright. I don't mind that. That's another one. Let's see. Okay. That's decent. I don't mind that. Let's see if we get a pullback though. It looks like the market's giving again, or taking rather. Okie doke. What do we have here? Oh, from the most recent high. That's a spot on. That's a perfect. That's literally a perfect cluster. We have trends there. We also have trend there. Use the right click on the mouse to cancel the feed instead of using the keyboard. What I do is I press that. I press the wheel of the mouse to do it. Someone showed me that trick and it's pretty good. I used to right click it as well and then remove. Or you can do that and then remove drawings, which is good. Anyway, that's one. Looks like it's looks like we might not get a pullback here. Oh well, that's one for the list as well. Oh, it's in the list, you obviously know that. Waiting for a pullback there. And last but not least, waiting for another pullback on Ripple. So that is it. I'm done now. So I'm glad you had all experienced that with me. I really love doing this. Hopefully do it some more again. So yeah, once again, always trade with the rules. Minimize your risk. Sorry, I can't tell you what to do, but I'll be minimizing my risk in this circumstance now with this market, and yeah, That is. Ooh. How do you put the color between your EMAs? Well, it's an indicator, and I can't remember exactly how to get the indicator, so I'm sorry about that, mate. Anyway, that is it from me, and yeah, bye for now.